As the Negeri Sembilan election campaign heats up, political tensions are rising with police investigations into remarks made by several figures on the campaign trail. Meanwhile, the state election could be a make or break moment for Bersatu. Stay tuned to find out why. Police have confirmed they will summon Perikatan National Election Director Sanusi and Rembau Umno Information Chief Shukri Shamsuddin. This is over separate remarks made while campaigning for the Negeri Sembilan post. State Police Chief Alzafny Ahmad said police had initiated an investigation under Section 505(b) of the Penal Code and Section 233 of the Communications and Multimedia Act 1998 or CMA over Sanusi's speech after receiving two reports. The first section covers statements that could cause fear or alarm to the public, while the latter criminalizes the misuse of network facilities. Noting that statements from several witnesses have already been recorded, Alzafny told reporters in Nilai today that the Kedah Menteri Besar statement is needed before the case can be concluded. Sanusi had previously incited backlash from various quarters over his speech while on the campaign trail for the state election, where he said, among others, that while Malays only have Tanah Melayu, the Chinese and Indians have China and India, respectively. He has since argued that he was merely discussing the historical relationship between the Malays and Malaya, alongside his concerns regarding the economic and political position of the Malay community. Meanwhile, the New Straits Times quoted Alzafny as saying that probes into Shukri stem from remarks linking the Negeri Sembilan palace to a political party. Earlier, Sanusi had issued a letter of demand to Selangor PKR election director Dr. Satya Prakash Natarajan for misquoting him in a recent video remark. The dispute centers on Satya's response to his speech in Negeri Sembilan. In a statement, Sanusi accused Satya of misquoting him in a recent video. He warned that many more people are on the list whose claims are commensurate with their own intentions and motives and who will also be receiving similar letters. Sanusi also hoped that it would serve as a lesson to everyone. Yesterday, Satya acknowledged making an error when repeating part of Sanusi's speech. However, he said the mistake did not affect the basis of the police report he lodged against Sanusi. According to the New Straits Times, Satya said he never claimed the word balik or go back was a direct quote from Sanusi. Instead, he said it reflected what he believed to be the implied meaning of the speech. Satya had previously given a statement to the Seremban District Police Headquarters over the matter. In a separate story, Parti Wawasan Negara has played down controversial remarks made by its fellow Perikatan Nasional component party, PAS, while stressing that a line must be drawn when comments cross into hate speech territory. Wawasan Negara Secretary General Saifuddin Abdullah described PAS' approach as a matter of political style. He added that different parties have different ways of communicating their messages. He was responding to a question on whether Wawasan Negara had engaged PAS leaders over previous remarks.
Kalau ini soal politik, masing-masing punya kritikan dan sebagainya, itu pada saya masing-masing punya style, ya. Tapi kalau isunya seserius ucapan kebencian, hate speech, itu kita ada kumpulan rentas parti ahli-ahli parlimen. Di situ kita bincang secara serius tentang the limits of what you can say in public, yang kita panggil hate speech itu. Susah nak define rupanya apa yang dianggap sebagai hate speech. Jadi kalau you memanggil seseorang itu sebagai A, saya mungkin tak suka kerana style saya tak boleh panggil dia A, tapi I cannot even say that yours is hate speech because to define it is not that very easy. Tapi bagi orang yang mendengar, dia akan rasa dia tersinggung dan sebagainya. So we have to address this issue. Dan seboleh-bolehnya kita elak statement yang boleh melukakan hati, yang boleh menyinggung perasaan. Dan itu saya kata masing-masing ada style. Ada masanya waktu pilihan raya dia punya suhu lebih panas.
Biasa.
Lepas itu dia
Dah sosok buku dah.
dia okey balik. Jadi pada saya, asalkan dia jangan sampai limitnya itu hate speech.
From now on, you can also listen to KiniNews on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Scan the QR code on the screen to follow us.
Bersatu heads into the Negeri Sembilan election under mounting pressure. The party lost its deposits in 10 of the 16 seats it contested in Johor after PAS voters shunned Bersatu candidates, despite both parties contesting under the Perikatan Nasional or PN logo. The stakes are even higher this time, as Bersatu is contesting under its own logo amid attempts by PAS to push it out of PN. However, the party may not need to win any seats to demonstrate its continued relevance. A more pertinent question is whether Bersatu can attract enough Malay votes to deny the BN-PN alliance victory in key constituencies. Sunway University political scientist Wong Chin Huat told Malaysia Kini that playing spoiler would be enough to show Bersatu remains a force to be reckoned with. However, International Islamic University Malaysia political scientist Shahzad Shukri disagreed, arguing that simply acting as a spoiler is insufficient. Shahzad stated that Bersatu needs to show it can still attract votes or win seats. Only then, she said, would the party regain meaningful bargaining power. She added that Bersatu should aim to secure at least 20% of the vote in the seats it contests, comfortably above the 12.5% threshold required to retain its deposits. Bersatu is contesting 24 seats in Negeri Sembilan, facing PN in 8 and BN in the remaining 16. On polling day, Bersatu may not just be fighting for seats, it could be fighting to prove it still has a place in Malaysia's political landscape. Still on Bersatu, one of its candidates in the Negeri Sembilan election has claimed that Perikatan Nasional is struggling to win over non-Malay voters. Explaining Bersatu's decision to contest independently, candidate Sarawana said feedback from Chinese and Indian voters throughout the campaign indicated that the party was better received when it was not associated with PAS. Speaking to Malaysia Kini, he claimed their findings showed that about 60 to 70% of non-Malay voters tended to distance themselves from Bersatu when it was directly linked to PAS. However, he said voters became more receptive once they learned Bersatu was contesting independently and without PAS on the campaign trail. Sarawana added that a different trend was observed among Malay voters who were more inclined towards the PN brand and the leadership of Bersatu President Muhyiddin Yassin. He also argued that Malay voters preferred PN when it was led by Bersatu President Muhyiddin Yassin rather than PAS. Bersatu remains a component party of Perikatan Nasional. However, it is contesting the Negeri Sembilan election under its own logo after PAS ended its cooperation with the party. The party is fielding candidates in 24 seats, while 2 Urimai candidates are also contesting under the Bersatu logo. The MACC is seeking help from 3 countries as it investigates KWAP's investment activities. The anti-graft agency says key documents linked to the case are believed to be located overseas. MACC Chief Commissioner Abdul Halim Aman said the Commission is working with the Attorney General's chambers to begin the Mutual Legal Assistance, or MLA, process. The 3 jurisdictions are Dubai, Singapore, and Indonesia. He added that investigators have so far examined documents obtained from KWAP and the Finance Ministry. Halim said the investigation, which officially commenced on July 17th, was progressing smoothly with the full cooperation of all parties involved. Since then, he said the MACC has recorded statements from 20 witnesses, including KWAP and ministry officials, members of KWAP's investment committee, and investment panel members. Halim noted that the commission had also written to Bank Negara seeking assistance in 2 areas. One request is to obtain financial intelligence through the Egmont Group to trace 2 companies in Indonesia and 1 in Singapore. The other is to review cash transaction reports and suspicious transaction reports linked to individuals and entities under investigation. Previously, it was reported that the MACC had recorded statements from several individuals as part of its investigation into a 200 million ringgit investment in Indonesian aquaculture technology company, eFishery. And that is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to kinitv.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, X, YouTube, and Facebook for the latest news updates. I'm John. Thanks for watching.